welcome to the Dr. C. E. Oommen Memorial Oration of Drishti 2023. Traditionally, this has been the most prestigious session of the conference, and this year, Dr. Arup Chakrabarti will be delivering the C. E. Oommen Memorial Oration. Dr. Sai Kumar, our immediate past president, would give an outline about this oration and about Dr. C. E. Oommen.
Thank you, Thomas, and good afternoon, dear delegates. We are at the 1 hour of every KSOS conference where all halls will not function, only one hall will function, and that is the prestigious oration. So we have it alternate years. 1 year it will be T.K. Alexander oration, the alternate year will be C.E. Oommen oration, and this time it is the Dr. C.E. Oommen oration that is happening. And we have Dr. Arup Chakrabarti, who is so familiar to all of us to deliver this oration. And I request all the delegates from outside and from all other halls to assemble for this prestigious oration. Before we go on with the actual oration, I would like to introduce Dr. C.E. Oommen. Many of the seniors sitting behind know him personally, but for the newer generation, I think it is customary that they should know who Dr. C.E. Oommen was and how KSOS has instituted an oration award in his memory. Dr. Oommen was born in 1929, educated in UC College, Aluva, did his MBBS from Grant Medical College, Mumbai, and did his DOMS and further MS in 1964. He has worked in district hospitals in Ernakulam and Kollam, and he was in Kannur for a very long period of time. So for our generation, we know Dr. Oommen as, basically from Kannur. He has organized many conferences in Kannur. He was state president of the IMA. He was national IMA vice president. He was the fellow of the American College of Surgeons, fellow of the Academy of Medical Specialties of IMA. He was in Kannur, he was a very, very well-known figure. He was patron of the District Lawn Tennis Association, the Shuttle Badminton Association. He was very active in sporting activities along with ophthalmology. He's also the managing partner of Kannur Drug Lines and Kannur Drug House, which is a family-run business. Married to Dr. Macy Oommen, a clinical pathologist, and at present, the managing director of the Sara Memorial Blood Bank. Blessed with 2 sons. Raj, the elder son, is an ophthalmologist. He is running the Dr. Oommen Eye Hospital right now. And Moti, the second son, who is managing partner of their drug distribution business, which is Kannur Drug House. So it is very difficult to mention his contribution to KSOS in a few minutes' time. With these few words, I introduce to you Dr. C.E. Oommen, in whose memory this oration is instituted. Thank you.
And now it's my privilege to introduce the winner of this year's Dr. C. E. Oommen Memorial Oration, that is Dr. Arup Chakrabarti. Dr. Arup Chakrabarti is Senior Consultant and Director of Chakrabarti Eye Care Center, Trivandrum. He has held various positions in the KSOS as well as in the AIOS. In the AIOS, he was Editor Proceedings, he was in the Editorial Committee of the IJO, and he was a member Scientific Committee. While he was the Chairman Scientific Committee of the KSOS, and he rose to become the President of the KSOS, the duty which he completed in 2022. He is a member of the ISRS International Council. His field of interest is complex cataract surgery, and he has an abiding interest in glaucoma. He is a passionate teacher, has conducted 210 instruction courses as chief instructor or instructor in various prestigious international meetings. He received quite a few academic awards and recognition from various international and national organizations. He has 12 named oration awards to his credit. He was elected as a member of the highly prestigious and exclusive International Intraocular Implant Club in 2015 and was admitted as a fellow of the American College of Surgeons in 2023. He has edited 3 books. He has more than 1,500 presentations, has been invited to perform live surgery demonstration at various conferences. He has more than 76 publications in international, national, and state journals, contributed more than 30 book chapters, presented quite a lot of free papers, posters, and videos, and brought out teaching videos in various aspects of phaco and its complications. The KSOS is extremely happy and privileged to bestow its most prestigious award, that is Dr. C.E. Oommen Memorial Oration Award, on Dr. Arup Chakrabarti, and I welcome Dr. Arup Chakrabarti to deliver his oration address.
No, that medal is in somebody else's name. Medal was the name of Arya. Okay. Respected President Dr. Thomas Cherian, respected outgoing President Dr. Sai Kumar, respected dignitaries of the dais, respected teachers, and my dear friends. The Golden Jubilee of KSOS Drishti 2023 also happens to be the Silver Jubilee year of my membership of KSOS. It has been some journey, starting as a foot soldier of KSOS in the early days to becoming the president of KSOS in 2022. It has been a wonderful experience. All these years, I was sitting on the other side, listening with rapt attention to the wonderful orations given by the stalwarts. Today, I find myself on this side of the podium, and I would like to thank KSOS for bestowing upon me this honor of Dr. C.E. Oommen Memorial Oration Award. Dr. Sai has already spoken about Dr. C.E. Oommen as a human being. You know, I have not known him personally, but I've heard he was a great human being, a great clinician, a good administrator, and a very good organizer. When you look at the list of the previous recipients, it is literally who's who of Indian and KSOS ophthalmology, people who have excelled in their respective fields. And I feel that this is a great honor for me, for my name to have added to this prestigious list. I would like to dedicate this oration award to the memory of my father, who just passed away, a man who had the maximum influence in my life and has been a role model to me. He was born in pre-partition East Bengal, in a very affluent family with the proverbial silver spoon in his mouth. So though there was no need for him, but still he plunged headlong into the freedom struggle. In the process, he was in the British jail for a couple of years. And Government of India subsequently created a term called freedom fighter. And my father, did not want to take any perks and privileges that were given to the so-called freedom fighters, because he said that I have fought for the liberation of my motherland. I have not fought for personal glory or perks or any privileges. So partition happened, then the entire joint family moved to Kolkata, and he was a very bright student, so he did his graduation at Presidency College and then Calcutta University post-graduation, and he had to find a job, sacrificing his career interest to sustain the family. He was a passionate educator, a great academician and administrator till the end. He has the courage of his convictions, and he had these old world values which drive me in my day-to-day activities in my life. And to me, he is my final link to the Bengal Renaissance, which gave the future course of India after the partition happened and when the country was formed. I would also like to tell a big thank you to the ophthalmology department of JIPMER and my teachers who transformed me from a boy to a man ready to face the big bad world. They taught me the values of discipline, hard work, and the importance of academic excellence. They taught me how to develop focus for any activity that I take up in my venture, in my outlook, and also an analytical mind to deal with day-to-day cases or even day-to-day life situations. But for their cooperation and encouragement, I was planning to leave ophthalmology, but it stayed back, because of these great inspiring figures that I came across. Of course, the Arvind ecosystem and whatever I am today is entirely because of my experience in working there. I got nurtured as a surgeon and then a high volume, high quality surgeon. There are various training programs that started off in the early 90s. The Site Service Microsurgery Training Program, the Training of Trainers Program, and there are various such programs. I was lucky to have been, assigned to, take care of those programs. And that has given me the initial steps of being an educator. I became a passionate educator after, after learning how to teach properly and, the value of, proper systematic teaching. And so I'm forever grateful to Arvind for creating this kind of mindset within me. At that time, Arvind, it was going through a period of renaissance. So I have seen the hospital, which was big when I joined, to become such a huge, process, huge system, that now there is no aspect of global ophthalmology that has not been touched by Arvind. So I'm forever grateful to the Arvind Eye Hospital, where I received my training. Now, we had to shift and move forward in our life, and we started our private practice in a very iconic multi-specialty hospital in Trivandrum. Under the cooperative umbrella of the senior consultants and surgeons there, we didn't have to sit idle. The footfalls in the OPD were organically growing. The OT list was growing very rapidly. But still, at the end of the day, when I spoke to Meena, it was something was missing. There was some void somewhere. So perhaps we realized it was the lack of the academic aspect of our practice of ophthalmology, which we have experienced so far in our previous journey at Arvind and at our places of education. So we decided that we need to change, took the bull by the horn, and need to combine academics and private practice. And the journey started. Way back in November 2002, Trivandrum Ophthalmic Club had a meeting organized at RIO, where I spoke on PCO, the final frontier in cataract surgery. So at the end of the talk, one of the bright postgraduates, youngster, she has done extremely well. She may be somewhere here, and she is doing extremely well in her academic career subsequently. She came up and asked me, "Sir, how did you get access to so many references? I had 50-odd references, and how did you get the time to go through those references?" So that validated our journey, the start of the journey, that we're on the right track. In 2019, we came up with our building, our permanent address. Till that time, Meena and I had been lugging our surgical equipment, all kind of diagnostic, the paraphernalia on our shoulders, moving from OR to OR with 2 kids with us. And of course, we had some stability for the last 10 years where we functioned, our operation theater functioned out of a leased building. So one of my elder brothers, a very good mentor, congratulated me and told me, "Arup, this has come in your career at a very late stage. We feel that many of the people, he used some of the phrase, but I'll modify it, that non-superior to you have done much better than you. People feel that Arup lost his focus, Arup has lost the way. So basically, I immediately sent him a smiley emoji. And I mean, I know that, there are certain challenges which are beyond our control, particularly, related to, the construction activities and this sort of things. But everything has the right time to happen. We may not realize it at that moment, but it happens in due course of time. I mean, due course of time, you realize that things are happening in the right time. So we always have decided that we will not compare our performance with anybody else. I will compare myself with what I was yesterday. It is an internal competition. So we never took anybody else, how they're doing, and into account when we assessed our growth or whatever. All the same time, we have healthy respect for all our colleagues. And we knew that it was just not private practice. It was a different kind of journey. It was basically, how to integrate academics in private practice. And this is going to be my focus today, academics in private practice. So if you think about it, private practice and academics, they basically go hand in hand. We all want to do the very best for our patients. Ophthalmology has been growing by leaps and bounds. If you take the basic sciences, the pharmacology, microbiology, genetics, and then the surgical armamentarium, diagnostic armamentarium, they have grown exponentially. So it is our duty to keep abreast of all the latest developments and translate all this into our day-to-day practice. So we need to have touch with academics. We all know that, we physicians treat, but God heals. But I feel that if we treat better, the whole process of the healing becomes much more efficient and much more faster. So we have to have an academic component. So we decided before we started off our practice that, we have to document our findings, all the patients that we see. Every patient has to be imaged, and video recording has to be done for all the surgical patients. Now, initially, of course, the electronic medical records were not very popular. So we had our case sheet, and each and every positive finding were documented there. And subsequently, when we moved on to the EMR, there were initial learning stage obstacles, but they are overcome. And we found out that it is the best thing that we've ever done. When I'm on the move, I can review all my patients that have come on that particular day when I'm not there, and what all has happened, what are the findings, what are the pictures, everything comes into account. So documentation had been done. First year of practice, we didn't have the wherewithal to do any imaging, because those days we didn't have this do-it-yourself with the adapter and the cell phone camera. So this is, I remember in KSOS Drishti 2002 meeting, I think it was in Calicut, I made a presentation on DM detachment in cataract surgery, where I drew, these were hand-drawn pictures. But immediately went for the ImageNet, and when its time was up, we went for the eye suite. So this has definitely helped us in counseling the patients better. So doctor-patient relationship definitely is much better when patient knows what is happening. We are able to better monitor the disease progression status. And for all our academic activities, presentations, publications, books, chapters, etc., we have all the patients and whatever pictures that have been taken. So I think that was a good decision. We went for the video recording right from the word go. Initially, we had a Panasonic camera, a single chip camera costing 75K, not a very good quality image. And we were recording, and subsequently then it was immediately modified. We went for the Sony 3-chip camera. So in the early days, we are recording all our cases in the professional VHS cassette with the magnetic tape. We used to get it specially from one particular company, I think in Mumbai. And then we were storing them in the mini DV high 8 cassettes. I had 2 DVD recorders and a low-end mixer. I used to record and edit myself. But subsequently, we realized we have outsourced it. Our department staff help us out for the recording system. So after the surgery is over, on the same day, we decide whether the entire surgery is to be kept or just part of the surgery. And we don't delete until unless the patient has been seen in the post-operative period and everything has been fine. Of course, today we have access to the improvised recording system, which do extremely well. In the initial stages, when we started practice in Trivandrum, of course, there was an issue with the access to the academic resources. the reference books. And I would like to thank the RIO professors, Dr. George Thomas, sir, Dr. Sushila Prabhakaran, Madam, Sushila B. Nair, Madam, and subsequently Sashranamam, sir, all of them, they have been generous in their help in giving us, in letting us borrow those books, and, we maintained our academic touch. As regards the journal articles, my friends from the 3 South Indian mega institutes and one of my classmates at Mayo, so they used to provide us with the journal articles. We realized that the world is changing, technology is taking over, so we made it a point to move along with technology. We conducted CME programs annually, 19 programs we have done so far till COVID struck us, and these programs were very sought after events in the academic calendar of KSOS. Most of the programs had not less than 150 to 200 people attending them, and subsequently after the COVID we have done these programs online. I made it a point to participate in all the conferences because learning is a never-ending process, not only in my field but other fields too. And initially I was confining myself only to the domestic conferences because somehow I got the impression that we may not be good enough for international meetings. And I didn't have any mentor to guide me in these, so each and everything was a learning experience for me. And whenever I was visiting any major cities, I visited my mentors, not only to see, more important than seeing the surgery, but to learn from their work ethos, how the patients move in the setup, in the OP or in the operation theater, etc. Today, access to information has become so simple. These are some of the websites which I visit almost on a daily basis. I'm not going to promote any of these websites. I'm not going to take you through the various pages and landing pages of these websites, but I would tell you that for the youngsters here, that the American Academy website is one of the most complete websites I have come across. It takes care of all aspects of your practice, but we are talking about ophthalmology. So now, for example, if you go to the journal section, you get access to 16 peer-reviewed journals, free text journals. There was a time when we used to subscribe to the hard copies of the international journals. It used to cost us a lot of money. And now for 10-15 years, there is a storage issue. All these have become of nil significance right now because we get access to almost all the journals that you want. And that is something which American Academy has done as a tremendous service to the ophthalmic fraternity. And we also were able to, pay back, and some of these medical colleges which have helped us in the past, all our duplicate copies and old copies which we did not want to have, we could place it, we are given the opportunity to place it in the libraries of those institutes. Then of course, the other aspects that I still benefit from is the courses, the focal points which are no longer, it has been abolished, the clinical webinars. And then what I find most useful is the guidelines, like for example, when COVID happened, there's so much of, unsubstantiated information going around over the place. So it was a fantastic website for you to get an evidence-based guideline as to what should be done, what is happening. Preferred practice pattern and the ophthalmology technology assessments. Then there's a section on premium IOL. So these keep on getting updated. So here you have an authentic information. You have information coming in from authentic sources, well substantiated, not anecdotal experience from your colleagues and from the company. Now, this requires international membership, which I am a member, Meena is a member, but then you can also have a complimentary access to this network, to the entire features on the American Academy website through your societies. There are certain societies which are affiliated to AAO, and they have a MOU. So AIOS fortunately is one of those. So if you work through the AIOS, you can definitely have access to all whatever I have told you, absolutely complimentary. And I'm telling you, this will change the way you seek information and utilize the information. Another website which has definitely helped me is the iwk.org. This is open to everybody, even patients also can see it. So whenever I'm preparing for a topic which I have not dealt with for quite some time, or in a different field, I do the basic studies from here, because this is updated almost on a daily basis. So there is nothing, everything is authentic. There's a bibliography which you can refer to, and then, if you want to develop more, you want to grow further in your knowledge on that particular aspect, you can do that. Cybersite.org is another free site. It is by ICO. So they have everything, the lecture series, surgical videos, but what I really admire most is the webinars. These webinars, you have to register. Even if you don't watch them online, they'll send you the link and they last forever. So whenever I get a free time, when I'm traveling or otherwise free, I see the old recorded, these are about 1 hour videos. And this is a wonderful storehouse of information. iConnect International, it used to be part of ACRS before. ACRS had this feature, and it was a free-flowing discussion. Surgeons, experiencing, complications or new products in the market. You used to get a wide view, and there are some of them were very candid, attacking companies. So ACRS is a funded organization. They receive funds from multinational companies. So ACRS disassociated from this particular group. So this group started on its own. Everybody contributes on a contributory way. And every morning, there are plenty of discussions happening, and every morning I receive a capsule. So let's say if I open the capsule, there is a discussion happening on, Johnson & Johnson has discontinued a particular lens, astigmatism accuracy of diagnostic machines. So you get a point of view of, serious ophthalmologists, studious and academic ophthalmologists all over the globe, what they feel about a particular lens that has come in the market, a new device that is there in the market, etc., etc. Say, for example, astigmatism accuracy of the diagnostic machines. You want to do better toric IOLs, you want to get diagnostic machines. So, this kind of discussion for definitely help you. So, when I left Arvind, I was associate professor in Dr. MGR Medical University. I really enjoyed my time spent with the youngsters. You have to prepare afresh, they ask all sorts of questions which I have never thought about. And so that is something, that kind of ecosystem I was missing. So what I have done is whenever I'm traveling, because Trivandrum is not very well connected and I have a long, halt in a particular city. So instead of, watching a movie or going for sightseeing or going out for a party, I will contact the head of the departments, any of the multiple medical colleges, then we'll have a PG session. And this had been going on for more than 15 years. And I really enjoyed these interactions. And sometimes when I visit conferences, the people walk up to me and say, "Sir, I remember I met you 15 years back. I listened to this lecture. It was very inspiring," and things like that. So this is absolutely gratifying for me. So this is something that is my passion. And this has helped, these are the helping youngsters. There's nothing more like it. Now, I mentioned about, these international conferences. 2003, I was planning to visit USA to meet my brother. So one of my good friends, he told me, "Arup, I am conducting a course at the ACRS. Would you like to be a faculty?" I said, "Me, a faculty? They're at that level." That's what I used to think. Then I went and spoke, and subsequently I realized that all of us in India were doing fantastic work. We just have to have self-belief and acknowledge that, you are equal to everybody. You are no less than anybody else. So I started submitting courses. And all these, AO, ESCRS, about 2006, my journey started. Every year I have done at least 2 to 3, even more courses than that, and all these conferences. So it is basically, you just have to break the shackles. You just have to move on and think that you are the very best. It will make you a better surgeon, it will make you a better diagnostician, because you have to present to an international forum. Now, these are the pictures taken after the COVID era was over. There's some meetings that I've been conducting some courses at the international fora. So they go houseful. 10, 15 years, some of the courses run. They have become sort of a brand. If I meet somebody on the shuttle or somewhere and just unknown person, they just strike up a conversation. I ask him, what is your plan? What are you going to attend today? He said, I have shortlisted video bouquet of phaco complications or phaco pearls. So I don't tell them that I'm doing the course. But then it gives me immense satisfaction that I have been able to, my efforts have been able to reach out to such a wide audience all over the world. And see, for example, this particular phaco pearls for the beginner has been running for a very long time. Every year it is rated almost at the top. This year, it was rated one of the top, and then same course when I repeated, it was a star rated, and it was approved for the young ophthalmologists by American Academy. And this has been happening year after year. The other course on video bouquet, it has always been on the top 5 of the most watched cataract and refractive session. So what I want to tell you that all of us can do it. I see the quality of presentations in Kerala and wherever I go, and they're so impressive, they're really so good. You just have to, have belief in yourself and start traveling. So some of my friends told me, Arup, or Arupda, you have been talking, but then just 10, 15 minutes, everybody forgets. So why don't you start writing books? So I used to do a course on cataract surgery in the diseased eye, which ran for a long time. So I thought I'll edit a book on that. And it came out in 2014. Still now, about 150 to 200 physical units of these books are sold. And I have no figures about the e-version of it, the digital version, but they're still very popular. Then we came out, all these are my courses, which I have converted into books. Posterior capsular rent, it is a very popular book, posterior segment complications of cataract surgery. So it is nothing, there are publishers waiting. You just have to convince the publishers that you have a topic which is very, which is very much in demand, very popular, and you show your track record, and there are a lot of publishers who are ready to publish for you. It's nothing, no big deal. It is not that I have done something exceptional. It comes very easily. Just that it requires a lot of effort. Each book takes about 1.5 to 2 years of editing and re-editing and changing the pictures, changing the language, and it takes that much of time. So you have to be, it takes a lot of editing time for you to be editing on a daily basis. Now, I wanted a wider platform. See, for example, we have about, I think, 800, 900 people attending the KSS meeting. But if you get a wider platform and all your efforts in education, all the dissemination of information and surgical techniques, it will be more fruitful. So I became a member of scientific committee of AIOS and subsequently chairman of scientific committee of KSS. So things could be done. You could reach out to so many people. Instead of 100 and 200, now it comes to 900 or 1,000 if it is a state meeting. And then, of course, editor proceedings of AIOS. This, I would say that, allowed me to change drastically the way information was handled at AIOS. It was no mean task. For some reasons, totally unexpected reasons, there are obstacles. There are people who did not want this to come up. They didn't want this to see the light of the day. So last 6 years, whatever has been, presented at the AS meetings, they have been put up on the website. And, so this is professors, assistant professors, postgraduate students over the last 6 years have rang me up, have met me and told me, sir, we have found this information, this wealth of information so useful in our, day-to-day practice or whenever we prepare for the talk. So it has come up, and I think this also is a very good source of information in addition to what I have mentioned earlier about the websites that that I visit on a daily basis. So this is a searchable format, and it is. And then we started sending the emails 4 times a day, 4 times a week, and subsequently the highlighted programs. But if you visit the website and do a search for a keyword, you get almost every information that has been presented. Now we did it. I did it because it was my passion. Education was my passion. And I remember, and when I started off in Cosmopolitan Hospital, we had visitors coming from the same city, from other cities. My senior consultants used to say, Arup, you're digging your own grave. They are learning from you and they'll be your competitors. I never viewed my contribution in that way. All of them are doing extremely well. I always feel that it is always good to share information, share surgical skills, and there is enough work for everybody to survive and excel. So that recognition was not really what I was looking for. It was just the process that I was I was looking at. But then things started happening. See, for example, I was not aware of what is the achievement award. Suddenly I got a mail from AO that I'll be receiving an achievement award, 2011. Then I looked into it, and AO has a very objective way of assessing your contribution for the organization, and they have marking scoring system. So I became familiar, and then in 2019, they gave me a Senior Achievement Award, and then Asia Pacific Academy also gave me an award. Now, what was the icing on the cake, I would say, and took me totally by surprise, was a mail which I received almost 10 years back from Michael Nordz. He's a German. He's the secretary of IIIC, International Intraocular Implant Club. I did not even know what it was. He asked me my intent to join and my CV, I looked for it. And then it is a club which was started by Richard Hadley and, the group of, contemporary ophthalmologists who were pioneers in bringing in a lot of new things in the field of cataract surgery. So it is an exclusive club, and it is. I mean, I was so proud to be associated, to be inducted into this club, and I really did not know that this club existed and how to go about it. So these things, they just happen. FICO, of course, came to me as an honorary award. You have to apply for it, so it is an effort from your side. So I think there are a lot of people in KSOS, who are doing exceptional good work. So I'm sure many people are eligible for this honorary FICO, International Education Award. So again, I received, I became a fellow of the American College of Surgeons. 22nd October was the convocation day. I couldn't attend it because next week I was going for the American Academy. I couldn't afford to stay away from home for that long period of time. So anyway, that certificate is on the way. So people ask me, my friends ask me, Arup, what is the impact of academics on private practice, and what is the impact of private practice on academics? They ask me, doesn't academic endeavor impact your private practice? Or some friends, good friends, tell me, Arup, I'm so busy in my practice that I have no time for academics. Well, I would say that it is a matter of individual choice. You define what you want from life, what you and your partner, it's a combined joint decision, follow your passion. Live life on your own terms. Whatever is your passion is, please follow it. And at the end of the day, you want to have a life which you always wanted to live. And your life may be different from my life, which may be different from somebody else's life. It is also important to evolve a balance in the system. You need to have some time for personal activities and family activities. The peer recognition for the efforts, as I mentioned, I never targeted all those things. Most of the really important and prestigious ones came on their own. And so, I have a friend, a junior friend of mine. He is practicing in Maharashtra. So he is very passionate about branded things. I still go there. He has a branded car, a BMW bike. He had a huge farmhouse. Whenever I go there, I stay with him. We really have fun time. But then me and Dr. Meena, my wife, we have decided that, things like, jewelry, all the materialistic things, jewelry, branded car, branded watch, palatial house, farmhouse, they don't really appeal to us. We don't want to have anything in them to do with them. Whatever we earn, we want to have a decent living and plow back to the society. We do a lot of, philanthropic activities. During COVID we did, and subsequently we did, and this is that brought us immense satisfaction. So basically, if I were to live my life again, I would traverse the same path. Of course, I'll be wiser from the wisdom that I obtained from this journey, and would be better placed to avoid some of the obstacles or bypass some of the obstacles, which will make our journey even smoother. So this journey would not have been possible without Meena, and she's my lifeline. So thank you very much for your patient hearing, and this is my story, what I wanted to tell you. Thank you very much. And thanks KSS for the award that you have bestowed upon me.
Thank you, Arup, for that inspirational lecture. Traditionally, the oration is a session where we don't take any questions. Arup has been a leading light of our association for so many years, and we hope we'll see Arup in the near future as President of the All India Ophthalmological Society. All the best, Arup.
I think I finished in time, no?